Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, Before we start our discussion, uh, the first of all, we want to introduce ourselves. The first, my name is Maximiliano Mariano Uran.
I'm Gregory Elkana.
I'm Amaro Frau.
And I am Enrico Sanraboy.
Okay, thank you. Now we will present our assignment. In our assignment, we will discuss about three topics: method teaching, technique, and approach. Okay, kinds of learning methods, understanding types and examples. The national learning media is a tool used in the learning process. There are many proposals of using this tool, some of which are to arouse thoughts, attention, feelings, and approve students' learning abilities. Kind of kinds of learning methods. The learning methodology has several types or models with different ways to delivery and forms. Each type has advantage and disadvantage for its model, so that a teacher at least knows a variety of learning models in order to adapt the method to suit the student's situation. Okay, the next. For more details, see the 10 most effective learning methods and learning models. 1 point lecture method. The first method is lecture. Lecture is a learning methodology in which delivery of learning information to students is done orally. This method is very suitable to be applied in a place with a large enough audience. The lecture methods can be applied in the classroom or in a building with a large number of students. By using this method, a teacher will find it easier to explain the material. Even the learning process will run effectively. Discussion method. The discussion method is a learning method related to solving a problem by several people. This method is very suitable to be applied to groups that are not too many. Kinds of discussion. The first, formal discussion. The second, non-formal discussion. The third, panel discussion. Fourth, symposium discussion. The last, lecture discussion.
Okay, next questions and answer method. The questions and answer method is a method in which information is conveyed through interactions between teachers and students. This one method is a way to deliver school lesson by way of a teacher asking questions to students. In addition, this method is used to see the extent to which student understands the materials present by the teacher. Plus lighting method. Lectures plus method is development of the lectures method described above. The definitions of the plus method is a learning system that use or and is combined with others method, and sample of the combinations is below. Point 1. Lecture plus questions and answers method in general. This method is the same as that used by the teacher. When finished delivering the material, the teacher will give students time to ask questions about materials that has not been understood. If the student has understood or not, or questions relates to the materials that has been delivered. Usually, this method is done at the end of the learning systems. Point 2. Lectures method plus discussions and assignment. In this method, it begins with giving the materials oral first. Then after visiting each student was formed a discussions group, and at the end the sessions there are divisions of talks for each individual or groups.
Okay, next is 5 teaching technique that the teacher can master to apply in the class. The first is study before class session. Student prepare lesson before class start. So, that they will be more excited to explain the material that has been studied. And the second is troubleshooting. This technique is carried out based on real cases, through analysis, brainstorming, and invoting to get creative idea. Students are asked to study in groups to solve a case. The third is study on your own. Let's start focus on doing exploration in an interesting field according to him, and self-taught learning. His curiosity will be the main driving force in learning. The fourth is playing games. Playing games, the meaning is not like we learn, but learning through games is teaching technique that has been used in elementary school and early childhood education. Through games, students can understand without realizing that they are learning. This method can also be very effective for any age. And is social media. Now, almost every student is always connected to their social network. Therefore, teacher also need to involve social media in classroom. One of the inspirational examples that have been carried out by the Language Academy in Brazil. Red Balloon, you can follow if you know, Sir or Madam Teacher. The institute asks students to revive or review one of the tweets from their favorite artist. Okay.
Okay, next, types of learning approach. A. Definition of learning approach. The learning approach can be interpreted as a starting point or our point of view towards the learning process, which refers to the view of the accuracy of a process which is still very general in nature in what is accommodated, inspires, strengthens, and underlies learning methods which contain theoretical conference. The function approach in learning. The function of the approach to learning is 1. As a general guideline is in preparing the step for the learning methods to be used. 2. Provide reference lines for learning design. Assess the learning outcomes that have been achieved. A. Kinds of approach in learning. A. Approach contextual or contextual teaching and learning. The contextual approach and contextual teaching and learning is a learning concept that helps teacher link the material being taught to student real-world situation and encourage students to make connection between their knowledge and its application in their lives, as contextual teaching allows 5 forms of learning to occur. Important, namely, hook up is the greatest strategy and is at the heart of constructivism. The teacher uses this strategy when he or she links a new concept to something that is already familiar to students in the family and community. U.S. Department of Education experience is the essence of contextual learning, where linking means connecting new information with previous expressions and knowledge. Students apply a concept when they are doing problem-solving activities. Cooperation, students working individually often do not make significant progress. A. Transferring. The teacher role is to create a variety of learning experience with a focus on understanding, not memorization. Sudah.
Okay, that's all our presentation, and thank you for attention. Bye bye.
Bye.